Welcome back to Alice Down the Rabbit Hole. Drink of choice today is iced Americano with almond milk that I made myself. I'm trying to be not spending all my money on like iced coffee that costs £5. Today I thought we could talk about relationships in your 20s and dating in your 20s and dating in 2024, which is, to be completely honest with you, the most confusing thing I've ever been a part of. So I thought it would be really good to unpack this, and I'm going to give you some dating stories. Talking about Raya and Hinge, both confusing apps in different ways. First off, I want to talk about the fact that why is dating nowadays the most confusing thing in the world? There's so many stages and I just don't really quite understand the stages, and I don't understand like the time frame of the stages. The last time I had a boyfriend was when I was 18, like a proper full-fledged boyfriend. Actually the only boyfriend I've ever had. I was probably like seeing him for a little bit, and then he asked me to be his girlfriend, and then we were dating. That's 2 stages. I can deal with that. Why is there now like seeing each other but like not exclusively, and then exclusively dating, and then but when you're exclusively dating you're not boyfriend and girlfriend, and then boyfriend and girlfriend, and then it's so confusing. Also, I don't know if this is just me, but I'm the kind of person that if I'm like seeing one person, I'm probably not gonna be like talking to other people or seeing other people anyway, just because I don't have the energy. Some of my close friends can, you know, like see, not even like see multiple people at once, but like go on dates with like multiple people at once, and they might literally just be like first dates or like second dates or something. But like if I've gone on a first date with someone and I like them, I literally can't be asked to go on a date with anyone else. I'm like, okay, I could go on a second date with this one person, I'm gonna slack off everyone else. And I don't know if that's a bad mindset to do, because like I probably should you look out for more? So I'm gonna tell you some dating stories from the past. How long have I been single? So like a year and a bit I've been single, and I'm gonna tell you some dating stories from that time frame. You know what? Another thing that really confuses me about 2024 to 2023 dating is that people really don't meet that organically nowadays. Or maybe it's just me because I don't go outside the house that often to like bars and stuff. Actually no, I do. I go to like pubs. There's some really good pubs around near me, but like I don't know, I'm just chatting with my girls and I'm not really like chatting to anyone else when I'm in these bars. I feel like all of the dates that I ever been on is from like dating apps, which is so strange. It's like a strange concept, and I feel like it's very like, I feel like that's just how people meet nowadays, which is crazy because I wouldn't even have thought of being on a dating app before like last year. I'm actually on 2. I'm on Hinge and Raya. Hinge, obviously everyone knows what Hinge is, but Raya, if you don't know, is like, I think it started off as a celebrity dating app, but it's definitely not that anymore, because if it was, I wouldn't be on it. But it's like people in the, I think it's supposed to be like people in the industry of like entertainment, but then I'd be swiping through and there's like business people there, so I don't really know. I've been on both of those 2 things. I'm actually currently not on Raya anymore, because I'll get to that, but it's the most boring app I've ever been on in my life. I haven't been on my Hinge in like a good like couple months, so this is gonna be the dating stories from last year when I was dating more. I also think it's good to touch on, I actually posted a TikTok about this the other day, but I feel like a lot of the dates that I went on last year that I thought went well only went well because I'm good at talking to people. And I put this on my TikTok and everyone was like, wait, why is this so true? Like I feel like if I wasn't good at talking to people and I stopped talking, there wouldn't be any conversation left. Although recently I've been, I don't know whether I should say this. Recently I've been kind of seeing dating one person, actual good conversation. The whole thing of like, does a guy pay or do you split the bill on a first date? Like, what is the vibe for that? I think if someone like, I'm always like, I don't mind splitting the bill. I feel like I don't owe them anything. Like, if I'm not really feeling the date, I'm like, split the bill. because I don't want to see you again, basically. Like, I don't want you to pay this money and then me be like, no, 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 this isn't for me. But then if someone like is like, I'm gonna take you out, and then I like them, then I'm usually like, oh, okay, you can pay the bill. But then if I go on like multiple dates with that person, I will like chip in here and there, even though a lot of guys are like, I feel like it's actually quite a green flag when guys are like, I just don't want you to pay for anything. But then a lot of the time I'll just be like, buy something, I'll order something, whatever, and then they'll be like, I'll pay you back, and I'm like, nah, don't bother. If like we've been on a couple days and I actually like the guy, like I would just spend some money on them anyway. But I remember this one day we went for a lunch date, and like it was going quite well. Like it was like we had good conversation, probably because I'm good at talking. And then we were in like Portobello, which is an area of London, if you've never been. It has like a market at the weekends, and this was like on, I think it was on a Sunday. So then we went for the market for a bit, did some shopping, and then he basically said something like, oh, we should do it another date. And I was like, okay, yeah, like sounds good. Like it was a goodish date. It wasn't like the best date of my life, but I was like, you know what, I could give this guy another second date chance. I think he messaged me, I can't really quite remember, and then we were just like messaging back and forth, and he just ghosted me. I was like, I don't care if someone ghosts me. To be honest, I think I actually found out later that he like got back with I don't know if it was an ex or like an ex like talking stage or an ex fling, because I had some mutuals with him. So that kind of makes a little bit more sense. But why say let's go on another date to my face and then ghost me without being like, oh, by the way, like maybe we should just like leave it. You should have just not said anything on the date and then ghosted me. Then I would have been like, fair. Okay, this is like a me editing, but I just realized that I didn't say, I went off on a full tangent about paying the bill and then didn't say that he made me split the bill, but he was like, can I take you out? And that should have been red flag number one. If you weren't feeling it, completely fine. Why did you literally like plan a basically second date with me on the first date? It was just weird behavior. Anyway, I found out later some pretty awful stuff about this guy anyway, so lucky escape from me. I'm trying to think if I have any other good dating stories. This wasn't actually from Hinge or anything, but I went to Rome and I actually met this guy that was in Rome. It was like, I was only in Rome for a weekend anyway. He like invited me out on a date while I was there, and I was like, when in Rome, you know. So we went out, we had a couple drinks, and then he only had one. Let me clarify that because he drove. But I think I had 2 drinks. He was like, oh, can I take you on a drive on a motorbike? In hindsight, I probably should have been like, oh, this man is gonna kidnap me. But also I had some mutual friends with him, so I knew he wasn't like a crazy man, if that makes sense. Like I had loads of connections to this man to know that he wasn't crazy. Like, yeah, let's go. Literally lived my Lizzie McGuire moment. Like I was traveling around Rome on the back of this guy's bike. He took me to a viewpoint, and then fireworks started because someone was like proposing to someone at this viewpoint, and obviously I'd got like a private firework display. I was just there on my date with this Rome man. He obviously didn't live in England, so after Rome I was like, bye, lovely to like meet you, but like, and he actually lived like not in Rome either. Like he was from Rome, but he lived somewhere that was like 7 hours away from the UK. So like far away. Anyway, he randomly goes, I'm in London this weekend. And I was like, why? And he was like, because I'm going to take you on a date. This man flew 7 hours to take me on a date in London. Surely not. Yeah, he took me to Italian, obviously, because he was an Italian man. And he was talking to the Italian, he was talking to the waiters and stuff in Italian. And he was only in London for the weekend. So then we just ended up like spending the weekend together as well, playing house. Not really fully playing house, but like literally saw him like every single day that he was here for the whole weekend. I would never do that if like he didn't live far away. I'd be like, right, let's take some time in between the dates. And we just had like 2 whirlwind weekends. But then he went back to where he's from, which is 7 hours away. And I was like, this is not gonna work, essentially. Well, to be fair, we were on like, when he was like the day before he was going back, we basically just were like, we both know that this is like not gonna be a serious thing. This is not gonna like work. To be honest, I can't really think if I had any other like something was kind of crazy about date. That literally was not English, that sentence. Like I don't think I had any other like really memorable dates like for something going wrong. I actually just remembered like a fun story, but it wasn't me, it was actually my friend. But I'm gonna tell it, and I really hope that she doesn't mind because I'm not gonna use her name, so it's fine. If we're talking about shooting our shots, this guy, and he was a waiter for me and my friends, and so he was like doing the drinks, like he was making our drinks for the whole table, and obviously we were ordering quite a few. One of my friends like didn't order a drink, and then this drink arrives at the table. That brought it over wasn't the person that did this, so he was like, oh, my friend at the bar like wants you to have this. And my friend just thought, oh, he's probably just got me a drink because he might fancy me, blah 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 blah. Anyway, she looks at the drink and it has his like, do you know like when they put like garnishes on the top, it has his number garnished onto the top of the drink. And we were all flabbergasted. We were like, sorry, what? Good on him, because she is beautiful. I kind of want to talk about shooting your shot, and I'm trying to think if I've like DM'd anyone or anyone's DM'd me that's of interest who's tried to shoot their shot. In 2023, I found out that a TikToker who's like really big in LA, like most people who know TikTok would know his name. I'm not gonna say his name. One of my friends found out that he followed me on Instagram, and like I'm not like super followed on Instagram. I was just like, you know what, like I was flabbergasted that this guy follows me. I was like, how have you found me? He put something on his story, and I was like, oh, he lives in America, like let me just shoot my shot, you know, back in 2023. Okay, I think I like swiped up to one of his stories. Someone he knew was like running a marathon. I swiped up saying, you should join. To be honest, that's kind of a weak slide in from me, but like what else am I supposed to message this person? I was not expecting that he would respond as well. I literally was like, this man is never ever gonna even see this. Like either saw me ages ago and followed me, I don't know why, or he like accidentally followed me. Just gotta shoot your shot, guys, and you might actually get somewhere. I always get kind of concerned about first dates as well, because if you meet them online, like that's just scary. So I want to tell you a little bit about Raya as an app and why I didn't like it, because I used to be on it, and to be fair, I matched with some people that were pretty crazy, like really, really well known. Their chat, like everyone's chat on Raya is, like I feel like when I match with someone on Hinge, like they can have like a good combo, right? Like it will be back and forth, they can actually communicate. When I match with someone on Raya, like you'd be lucky if you get one message, and if you do get a message, they live in like Australia. This is the problem about Raya, it's like it doesn't do it in location, so like it would give me loads of people, like these so attractive guys, but they were in Australia or America, New York, wherever, and I'm like, I live in London, I can't date you. So, and also it's an app that you have to pay for, which I didn't know when I applied for it. I applied to it because like, so you have to get a referral basically from someone who's on the app to like get on the app. And my friend was on it and she was like, oh, I'll refer you, you'll get on it. So I did it, and then she was like, oh yeah, you have to pay for it. And it's like, I think it's like £15 a month or something. Like it's actually, like it's so expensive, but like I don't really want to be paying £15 a month to just match with this guy in Australia and then never speak. So that's why, like, if you're like, oh my god, I really want to be on Raya, I really want to get on Raya, no you don't. Honestly, I feel like Hinge is more fun, more entertaining. Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it there because I have no other dating stories and I feel like I've covered all the bases that I wanted to about dating. One other topic that I do want to like quickly touch on is the fact that whenever I talk to anyone who's older, who's like in their 30s or anything, they're just like, use your 20s as a time to date and like just like live life and everything. So if anyone out there is like insecure that they like haven't had a relationship for ages or like haven't, is like sad that they're single or anything, don't be sad that you're single, because being single is also the time, like those 2.5 years that I've been single, I've done like the most growth in my life. So if you are single or you're recently single or anything, I would just say don't stress about it. You have so much like life to live, and also being okay alone means that you'll be so much better in your relationships in the future anyway. So working on like just being good by yourself is actually so like fundamental, and I feel like you need the time in your 20s where you're single and you can just like really find out who you are, because then you'll be like creating way better relationships in the future. So if you are single, rock on. I don't know what that was. I think I'm gonna leave it there because I kind of touched on all the bases that I want to do and told all the stories that I do. Hopefully I didn't cut any of them because I got scared. Love you guys. Bye. I didn't drink like any of my coffee. Bye.